the men's 880-yard run, Johnny Gray is the indoor world record holder at this distance. He set it 2 years ago here. Tonight, he'll face the beautiful striding Billy Conchella. Johnny Gray is the world record holder indoors. He set the mark 2 years ago right here at the Sunkist. He'll need to be at his best again tonight if he's to challenge this man, Billy Conchella of Kenya, who last summer in Rome won the World Championship, outstriding Brazil's Jose Luis Barbosa and Great Britain's Steve Cram. He almost seemed to toy with the greatest runners in the world.
Oh, I knew it even before I came to Rome. I knew that nobody's going to beat me. I tried to run all the Grand Prix races and testing them. Every time I was running a race, I was just trying to see how really can I really go. That's why I ran 4 tough races in 1 week, just to try and see how really. And when I did that, I knew there's nobody unless Cruz would come out of the illness right away. But I knew at that point there's nobody. So even going into the race in Rome, I was just playing with them all the time.
For Conchella, it wasn't the amount of time spent training, but the quality of time.
Often I'm just coming around now to start really understanding the way of training. Before they could just get out there and run. That's long distance, and that's what happened. Now they've understood how to use bicycles, stationary bicycles in the gym, the weight training. They know how to develop muscles by coaches trying to coach them. If I was in Kenya myself right now, I think I'd be a distant runner because I would have not known these things.
As for Johnny Gray, he'll try and stay healthy here in 1988, and for good reason. He wants desperately to make it to Seoul.
To be truthful with you, World Championships, I knew I wasn't going to fare well because I had problems with my traveling. The USA team, God bless them, they didn't take care of me as good as I would have liked for them to take care of me. They had me on standby on all my flights, and I found it took me 2 days to get overseas, and it shouldn't take that long, and I think they really killed my season.
But in reality, what took place a year ago here at the Sunkist Invitational sort of set the stage for what was to happen to Johnny Gray. He limped off the boards with a tender ankle. As a result, he's adjusting his regimen.
Well, I'm going to go back to the old type of season that Johnny Gray used to have, competing, not trying to save myself for any particular meet, like the Olympic Games, for instance. I mean, I feel if I can train consistently, compete smartly, I would fare well in the Olympic Games.
We're set to go, the men's 880-yard run.
Talk about dramatic entrances. One thing I'd like to add to our viewers, as the runners are on the line, Billy Conchella is nowhere in sight. This is an outstanding field. It still is a fabulous field. But I tell you, this is surprising. Billy Conchella went to Wayland Baptist College down in Texas, but lives in the Los Angeles area. They see the world record and Gray's American record set here 2 years ago, almost to the day.
Will be the first to try and negotiate.
In lane 1, it was supposed to be Billy Conchella. As Larry mentioned, he is nowhere to be seen. Johnny Gray is in lane 2. Stanley Redwine is in lane 3. George Kersh from Taft Community College in Bakersfield in lane 4. Brian Theriot, David Mack, and Mark Belger rounding out this 6-man field. With that, with the absence of Billy Conchella, Larry, I assume will be the man to catch.
Well, I think Gray could be, but I'll tell you, this race in some ways could be wide open. It all depends on the training of maybe Stanley Redwine, who's a top indoor runner. That young man ran 146 in high school. George Kersh last year from Pearl, Mississippi. Brian Theriot, whose best lifetime indoors is 148. He is also in the race. There is David Mack, ranked as high as number 3 in the world back in 1983. Right here, and I went to Locke High School in Los Angeles. Mark Belger, former Villanova star, now living in Southern California. A deep, solid field, even without, and I'm surprised at this, Billy Conchella. Not known for not showing up. I don't know what the problem is.
Now we still have the top 3 American 800-meter runners in the field: Johnny Gray, Stanley Redwine, and David Mack.
Keep an eye on the man in black from Taft Community College. He is a tremendous high school talent. He ran 146.5 last year in high school competition, running comfortably in 3rd. Had a good cross-country season, but right now up against the big boys. He's in 3rd. It is now Gray in the lead, Redwine in 2nd, and David Mack. The cream's right up there.
Now remember, a year ago, Johnny Gray appeared to be gliding nicely about a third of the way through this 880-yard run when he suddenly shortened up and pulled out of the race with an ace.
5.5 laps around this 11-lap board track that's nicely banked at the turns and tends to throw you down the straightaways. There's Gray, Redwine, and from Pearl, Mississippi, at Taft Community College here in Los Angeles. That is George Kersh.
Johnny Gray, the current American record holder at this distance, set it back in 1985. And right behind him now, it is Stanley Redwine moving into the forefront. Redwine, the winner of the Sunkist 1000 a year ago.
54.9, Phil, for the first 440 yards. They're running sub 150 right now. Redwine is fit, as he usually is early in the season. Look at him force the pace.
And Gray appears to be falling back as Kersh moves into second place. It is Redwine and Kersh 1-2 as they head down the backstretch.
Gray is out of it. Here comes Mack. Look at Belger make his move. A great indoor runner. It's Redwine in the lead.
Mark Belger.
Watch the kick of George Kersh in second place with 1 to go. 160 yards to go.
We're on the middle lap, and it is Stanley Redwine who finished fourth in the World Indoor Championships a year ago as he begins to lengthen that stride, and right on his heels is George Kersh. Redwine through the final turn. The youngster Kersh is right on his heels, and Kersh is going to win it. Oh, what a finish!
A sensational night of upsets at the schoolboy meet held earlier tonight. George Kersh, amazing. He was voted the high school athlete of the year in track and field. He ran 1 minute, 50 and 8/10 of a second for 880 yards unofficially, beating 3 of the best 800-meter runners in America, some of them 8 years older than he is.
Look at Stanley Redwine. He had a good 4 or 5 stride lead as he headed into the stretch.
Watch the turn. Watch the acceleration by this youngster. Look at the lift. They're very hard to do within 30 yards to nail a veteran like that. Wow. Kersh came to junior college here. His grades were not that good at Pearl, Mississippi, and he came west to go to junior college to get them up. And he is considered one of the top talents in America. Many people felt that he would be a star immediately in college. It looks like he will be.
And Dwight Stone standing by with our winner, George Kersh. Dwight?
Phil, George Kersh is a name obviously we're going to start hearing a lot more of. Obviously fantastic results in high school, but now you took a measure of an outstanding field in this 80-yard run. You really seem to bide your time and pick your spot, and that sprint down the last 40 yards to pass Stanley Redwine at the tape. Did you expect the race to develop the way it did?
Well, no, I didn't. I was expecting them to take it a little harder than they did, and I'm glad they did it. And I just sat back on them, and I don't want to come in this race and take the lead at once because these guys have more experience than I have and a lot older. So I just wanted to sit back and relax. I came in this race, I was thinking they're going to at least come through in 52, 51, but they didn't. I just sat on them, and I was a lot stronger, and I felt really good, and I kicked them.
Both Stanley and Johnny are a good deal larger than you in that their legs are longer. You're really built better for indoor running. You look very, very relaxed and very much like a veteran in this race.
Yeah, I've been working on cross country real hard at Taft Community College, and that's all we have was hill. So I ran cross country, and cross country really gave me the power and the strength to run.
I have a feeling we're going to have to be watching you the rest of this year. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks. Oh, yeah. I'll be on it.
A classic finish to the men's 880-yard run with the youngster George Kersh from Taft Community College running to victory.